Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Seeking Heaven channel. I'm glad you're here. Hope you're having a super day. And we're having an exclusive insider peek on what the Galactic Origins Cruise is going to be like. And I want you there. And that's December 14th through the 21st. And I did put that image up. There's me. Wanted to mention, if you do say my name, you do get a $325 private session with me online. That's after the cruise, though, because I got a lot to do beforehand. So it's after the cruise, but you get that value from me if you sign up. And make sure that you do look at the Galactic Origins Cruise. Now, a couple other announcements. We're going to bring on the co-host of this event and my friend, who's a phenomenal person, Neil Gaur. But before we do, let me just a couple announcements. Please sign up for my Ascension School, and that is academyofdivinewisdom.com. If you want an evidential psychic medium, go to southernbellmedium.com, and you can book that online, and I will help you. I've been doing this for some time, and it really brings a lot of people peace, especially clarity on a life path. Always make sure you sign up for my Seeking Heaven channel, share it with your friends, make comments. I do try to reply to everybody. And if you're looking for Starseed activations, I do light code activations, past license, soul discovery, earth mission channeling, angelic transmissions coding, galactic starseed channeling, and mentorship, and more. And finally, make sure you check out my Seeking Heaven channel store for really cool galactic products and angelic products. All right, so I want to introduce my friend who is co-hosting the Galactic Origins Cruise, and that would be Neil Gaur, and he is hosting this. He's hosting this as many. He does so many events here. Oh my gosh, I don't know how. I always say I don't know how you sleep, but he's very busy. And one thing I want to say about him before I'm going to embarrass you, Neil. So I'm going to bring you on. You can just sit there and listen to this for a minute, because I tell you what, I've met a lot of people in my life, and Neil, you are, what did I say? I left you a message. You're an effing superb person. You are, because you truly have such a big heart. You're ferocious, just like that leopard you're wearing. You bring people together fearlessly. And you know, what's really cool, I observe you, you know, and I'm like, you know, it's like if it doesn't work out with certain people, you're like, well, okay, wish you well. You're just keep the flow. And that's how we should be in life, the flow. But you really go for things. You put people together, and you have created a heck of a movement. I mean, it is powerful. You are picking powerful people out to be on your team. And we are creating a starseed nation of hybrids, walk-ins, wannabes, everything else. Okay. That people that are connected to this information, and you have created that platform, and you are actually the example of something that should be working, because I've noticed that people, like, I'm happy to have you on the channel. I'm happy to have everybody else on the channel, and, you know, and they're happy to have me on. It's like, because we're a community, we want to continue this dialogue, and we encourage it with everybody. And that's how the new earth should be. So you are setting the example as a new earth ambassador, working together, without all these weird emotions that don't work, and it's working. This is a very high vibration, what you've created, and I don't know if you realize that, but yeah, you really have. And the people that's associated, it's kind of great, because I'm like, oh, if they're friends with Neil, I know they're so cool, like Victor Furman, and then you got Debbie Dockinger, and then all these different ones that have come through that I've met. And I know they're kind of pre-screened, because I know they're going to be okay, because they're working with you and they're team players. And then now you have put yourself out again with this Galactic Origins Cruise. And that's what I mean. You're just fearless. But I think this is so key, because first of all, we're on the water. It's an element. And anytime you do alchemy, all right, you know, that you're working with the elements. So we're right there with water and earth. Okay. And, you know, somehow fire will come into play somewhere at some point in a good way. But we're working with the sand, with the earth. So we're going to be working with the elements. Right. Yeah. We're going to be right there. We're going to be on the beach. We're going to be right where the water, and matter of fact, the water is vast. It's like the galaxy, and there's portals through the ocean, and and our star family knows that we're going to be there. I mean, I expect some major magical activity on that ocean. So the other co-host of this, I do want to mention, is Susan Shumsky, who is with Divine Travels, and they are working together on this. And I am so excited about the people coming on and what you're doing. So thank you for being here. And I want you to tell people about how this originated, why they should be on it. We have a special offer for them, brand new. You're hearing it first. Never, this is brand new, super exciting what Neil has planned with the speakers, because not only are you going to be going on this Galactic Origins cruise with us, we're going to have fun. You're going to be at Seminar at Sea. We're going to have so much fun in between. There's so many activities, things that, my gosh, that everybody's gonna be activated, and it's gonna be like the Love Boat. It's gonna be crazy. I mean, every crazy good. So tell us about this offer, how this started, and what this offer is to get people on the ship. If you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence, don't, because time is running out. So we want to tell you, join us. So go ahead, Neil, take it from here.
Sure. So thank you so much for having me, Tamara. I love coming here with you, and I love you so much. I appreciate just the connection and the compliments and everything. I've been working on receiving compliments and having that land. So just really receiving that, and just when you're in the nitty gritty of what you're creating, sometimes you don't take a step back to really see what's been created. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for reflecting that to me. And I'm excited because, and just to continue on what you were saying, that all these individuals that you're connected with that we're having on this tour, like if there's one thing I know that I'm really blessed for in this life, is that I know the most amazing people. you know, that's a really, like, really cool,
Mm,
heart-centered people that are here for the right reasons, that doing the right things. And yes, we all have our challenges and we move through it, but we move through it with open hearts and with the awareness of what really is the bigger picture, or why we're here on this planet. And if you guys know anything about Portal to Ascension, I've been creating events for many years, since 2008, been full time since 2016, and thousands of events at this point, thousands of speakers. And as time continues, create different types of productions, and I would say the fine tuning of the production skills gets even more expansive. And now this accumulation of everything that we've ever done is really at this Galactic Origins Cruise. And what my intention is for Portal to Ascension in general has been to do every type of production that there is for consciousness, whether it's a webinar,
mhm,
live event, a conference, a music festival, a cruise, retreats to ancient sites. So this is another type of production that I've never actually dabbled into when it comes to conscious production. And for years, about the origin of this, Susan Shumsky and Vitaly, for around 3 to 4 years, have been asking me in passing every now and then, would you like to do a cruise with us? And I kept saying no, because just creating such a huge production. Imagine this: 7 days on a 2,000 person cruise liner at sea in the ocean, with two conference rooms, with excursions to ancient sites, with music. It's every type of production that you could create all in 7 days, right? So not only imagine the extent of how amazing that experience is, but the amount of level of energy and work that needs to go into creating something like that, right? So that's why I pushed it off for quite a while, because I didn't think I was ready for it. And then Vitaly and Susan convinced me that they would have my back and we can come in this together. So part of why I wanted to do it this time is because of the support. It's three people all together that are really putting this on: Vitaly, Susan, and myself.
okay.
Vitaly from Zohar. And Susan's handling the logistics because she's been doing 20 of these before. Vitality's handling the tech and correspondence to speakers, and I'm handling the production of it. And it's just been so synergistic and beautiful creating this event. And really, like, I when we do retreats to ancient sites, we're moving from one place to another. We're in a bus for like 4 to 5 hours going into the middle of nowhere. And even though it has beautiful times and we have luxurious moments, there's a lot of, like, moving around. And
Mhm.
with cruise, it's so cool because we're literally going to be on a luxury cruise liner being taken from place to place. We get off, we go to the ancient sites, and then while we're on the cruise ship, we get to actually experience and go in depth with a lot of awareness. There's going to be around 40 different workshops, presentations, special events, 3 panels. So not only is it, an amazing vacation, but the level of depth that we're going to get to go through and experience is something that you will never get at any 3-day conference, just because of how much information and awareness can be shared. But it goes beyond that, because it's not just like, a conference where you're finding out information. Then you get to live with people. We're living in the same area, city on the ocean, for 7 days together. We're going to eat together. We're going to have conversations together. We're going to debrief together. We're going to meditate together. We're going to set our intentions together. So it's really like a retreat, a transformative workshop, a conference, a luxury vacation, all combined in one, and where we really get to go through this experience together. So it's going to be beautiful. Besides all of that, I love cruise ships because you can go to jazz night. You know what I mean? Like,
So you have done cruises before. I was going to ask you that.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, has Neil
So
done a cruise?
yeah, yeah, and like, because there's a jazz bar that's gonna be playing music every single night. There's comedy going on, so you really get
Oh,
a
yeah.
full range experience from the 3D fun to the 5D fun, all in one place, right? So it's gonna be an amazing journey, and as what I've been saying in some of my other interviews is that right now is what I like to call the no holding back time, right? The world as we know it is shifting. Industries and businesses and corporations that are fueling this world are, a lot of them are on their way out. There's going to be a whole new industry that
Mhm.
that is emerging. A lot of jobs that some of us, maybe some of you watching here, are no longer going to be a part of the new paradigm. There's going to be new jobs that are going to come online. A lot of industries that are fueling a system that literally doesn't support humanity and doesn't support the
Mhm.
earth or our evolution are going to go, right?
Mhm.
And it's not even to go in deep, and that's a whole other conversation. Not only with the disclosure of secret technology, but not even that's just one thing. Then not even to imagine the reality of AI, what's happening with that. That's another thing, right? And you can list keeps going on and on and on. But in 2 to 3 years, things can change very drastically. So now is more of the time than ever for us to really come together, to
Absolutely.
fully immerse ourselves into what we're all about and be in a container with other people that are doing this in a transformative way. So, because we can't inherit this world unless we go and do the work that we're supposed to do for ourselves to be the caretakers of this new world. And that's where the transformation comes in. That's where the deep work and the confronting of our own darkness, doing the shadow work,
Mhm.
sitting with the emotions, feeling what it
Mhm.
means to be human, understanding who we are, our own true identity beyond even this body, but of course what your role is as this individual as well. And that's the aura of everything that we create at Portal to Ascension. And I'm just blessed, I guess, to have created an event where we have all of that accumulated into one experience. So if you get an opportunity to, you could take some time off, or you don't, even if you're not working. I really recommend you guys coming to be a part of this. And it's literally gonna be like a family in the ocean together, where we're having this experience. And it's December 14th to 21st. Perfect time, right when the solstice hits, and then Christmas coming soon after that. So beautiful time of year. And to be honest, that time of that month is the best weather month in the areas that we're going. So it's really good,
Okay.
comfortable time to go as well. We'll be going to um,
Well,
Cozumel.
well,
Yeah,
okay, go ahead. I was gonna say when we get to that, I wanna ask you a couple things real quick because I got pictures. If you do you mind?
yeah, yeah. Let's play the pictures first.
Okay, well, I was going to ask you a couple things. So, they just to let people know because I've been getting questions. They do need a passport, right, and a
Yes,
license. They do need that. So, just going to tell because just some basics, but you do need that,
I don't
and
think you
then
need a license, but you need a passport because
you
you're
need a
going.
passport. Okay. And I'll tell you about me. I had to update mine. Honestly, I was like, oh my gosh, when are they going to, you know, come in? It was only a month. It wasn't bad at all. So it depends. I can't promise, but I'm just telling you, if you put your date, they're pretty good about it. The other thing is, well, you were talking about comedy and different things. They do have a lot of activities. People have been asking me this. All your food, once you pay whatever it is, you do your room selection. If it's I don't know, 23 to 2,500, whatever it is. I don't remember. It varies depending on what you pick. if you want an inside room, a balcony, or a window, or whatnot. But it includes your conference. It includes all your meals. That's water and tea, no sodas or anything, and no alcohol. That's extra. But otherwise, everything's included, including room service. There, it is customary to tip them usually if they bring something like breakfast, a couple dollars, just as a courtesy. But or if you have bags attendant, you may give them a couple dollars if someone handles your bags. But otherwise, it's included. And then there's also, I want to make sure that people know this because they're, what are extras? There's like isn't it a 10% or 15 since you're a cruiser? Neil, I didn't know that. Yeah, I've been on. This will make my like a 7th cruise. I love cruises. Love cruises. I love the water. I love frolicking. Anyway, and so doesn't it's like 10% you give to your maid service at the end? It's customary.
I
Isn't it
forgot the percentage.
something like that? 10,
You have it
15.
on the
I don't know.
website, though.
Something like, I don't know, something like that. You'll know. But other than that, everything's all included. And you also mentioned earlier that on the ship there are 2 really nice shows going on that are kind of like Cirque du Soleil, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That are
It's been a while since I looked it up, but there's an immersive art 3D type of show that you can go into, the Cirque du Soleil type of shows, and it's cool because we'd have to check the website out, but basically the shows were really, really kind of psychedelically trippy, completely in alignment
cool.
with the type of awareness that we're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Boy,
So-
their audience will be there, right? Well, there's a lot of creative people that are also affiliated with Portal to Ascension and that are also producers of their own channel, that are artists in their own right. Now, I want to ask you, Neil, you're going to be speaking, correct, on the
Yes,
ship?
ma'am. Uh-huh.
You got a topic. Are you going to be doing your poetry?
Yeah, I'm gonna do poetry. We're gonna have a freestyle probably night. We're gonna have my friend who's gonna be one of the videographers there. I'm creating music with him. He's gonna be creating music on the fly while we're doing a performance, a spoken word performance with him as well. So we're gonna do some experimentation with different types of entertainment.
Oh, really? Okay. I want to do light code. Light language with something.
Oh, we can do an open session where we have him play music and you can do light code over it. That'd
It
be pretty
sounds
cool.
just like Aramaic when I do it. It's very strange, but it's beautiful.
That's
So
good.
yeah. So it's beautiful, but but there'll be other people that will. We got to remember there are other people there that are also starseeds. That's a big blanket term, but that recognize what we're doing and innately they know. So what's your topic going to be?
I don't know yet, but what's been really coming to me lately
Mhm.
is talking about the light and the darkness and the shadow.
I think that's
Not just the
perfect.
shadow self, but a lot to do with. Well, just recently, for example, I was in Vipassana, the 10-day silent meditation retreat, and I've had this like non-judgment of darkness for quite some time, and I started seeing like, a lot of this one phrase. I'll just say this, like kind of the premise of my talk. I don't know if anybody's heard this or you've heard this, Tamara, that when the light is so strong that when you flip on a switch, the darkness runs, right? Some people have said that type of thing.
Mhm.
That just one speck of light illuminates the darkness. Okay. So I've heard that one for sure, which is one way of looking at it. But when I was in Vipassana, I was after like 6 days of 8 hours of meditation a day in complete darkness with my eyes closed. I literally saw a vision of the darkness being this little wounded child. And when the light flicks on, the darkness is a little crawled up kid in a ball, scared of the light because the
Oh,
darkness doesn't see himself in the light, and the light, the 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 false light, doesn't see himself in the darkness. Okay,
wow.
and so the darkness is not this thing that just runs away from the light because it's scared of the light. It's this wounded child, this and a literally personified
Mhm.
energy that could even have been some sort of entity that was so fragmented from its original source that it
Ooh,
can't see itself
got
in
it.
that source anymore, right? And
Mhm.
that's literally like my daily thoughts at this moment because of the work that I'm doing. So I'm gonna do something around that.
Oh, I think that's great. And you know what? I would love to hear from you because you study this, but you're like me, you're secret about it. But you can talk about intimate things there, and to be able to talk about in this world that we live still, this changeover, what you feel, you Neil, what you feel, this changeover of, that if we want to call it a dark trying to dominate through AI or various means or what have you, or our food or sources or whatever, and how I see different people that have come from other planets that are here now, especially with a lot of hybrids. I see them coming up with mechanical devices, if you want to call it, that are spiritual with crystals or whatever, or techniques to be able to help with the shadow work to cleanse the body on a DNA level. And there's many channelers that are coming together with information that the greats like Tesla, Einstein, whatever, they've come through to me. They're coming through to giving information, still helping. And people say, has Tesla passed on? Well, sure, but a fragment or a part of his soul is still communicating. So to be able, how is this going to? How are we? We're basically transmuting the darkness into light. That's what we are doing. And the great news is, and what I want to say to people, and what is so important to me, is that you are not alone. We are transmitting. We get it. I'm not blind. I see what's going on. And yeah, sometimes it makes me mad. Like, really? They've been trucking in our food for all this time? What? And so, yeah, I do. But then I go, okay, what's the solution? What can I do? How can I be more spiritually mature? How can I change things to help myself and others? And how are we going to come together to transmute that light? And I think to me, that's what this cruise is also there for, to let people know they are not alone. And if you want to come out and play with us, join the team. You're welcome. And because the more the merrier, and to find that inner light. So, what is the choice? I refuse to let the darkness win. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen while I'm here. And so instead, you're right, going into a love vibration. How can we create more love? How can we get rid of our shadow work, or the small child that's crying within, and help that wounded? I cannot believe that I've had just a small little thing of my childhood pop up recently. I've done so much work over the years, so much, and I was like, okay, well, who knew? Well, all right, we'll look at it. And so I'm looking at this. There was a portion of it, and I'm thinking it's important, because whatever we heal in us, we can heal in others. And the healer is the
Yeah.
healer of themselves. So I think if you even talked about, I get it, we're here, I got it, but this is the plan. This is the plan, because I think people need hope, but also, this love and light, love. Yeah, I like that too a lot, but I also have to live here. So I do see these things. And so I think but there's something outside of that. We need to live outside of that in a different parallel consciousness. And so we can shift out of that. And so maybe I think it'd be great if you could talk about shifting out of consciousness, and I think connecting to our star origins with that too, because we're receiving a lot of help from our star family. And that might be controversial to some people, going, what are these beings? Well, they're helping because we're saying, can you help us? We're here on a mission. Can you help us? So I think that people look to you, whether you know it or not, as the fearless leader, and you may not feel it at times, but you put yourself in that role. And there are people been doing this a while, people that are brand new. But I think that if you spoke to your heart, what you go through and see, because you know a lot of stuff. You know a lot.
Yeah. So I feel like that, and it goes back to my conversation. There's like, how do we create a healthy connection to the cosmos, to our star family? How do we not create a delusion within ourselves and believe things that know what's real and use our own discernment to know what the real feeling is and what a real connection is, compared to a delusion of what we've created from fantasy world because of our own traumas. And I feel
Ooh,
the way through that is to go through the traumas. Feeling
you
is
have
healing.
to.
It's like the human element of experience is what I'm realizing now more than ever, just in the last year or so, because the last year's been one of the year and a half to 2 years, the hardest time of my life. And I've just been like humbled and smacked and down and hurt and pain and struggle so much that I'm at a point now where the only way I could feel better is by being fully human, to feel the pain, to go through it, And the more I go through it, the more I have a grounded experience of our connection to this cosmos, you know?
It's
So that's
powerful.
what even the meditations we're gonna do on this. We're gonna have meditation, yoga, 6 days, 6 mornings. We'll go back and forth. And the meditations, not spoiler alert, but we're literally gonna just sit and feel and do a technique and feel the blood in your body, feel the anxiety in your body, and just complete silence and challenge ourselves before we get into a crazy day on a cruise ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Challenge ourselves to really just feel everything, right? Including the discomfort, including the wanting to go and be excited, including I want to go and talk to someone now, and observing that. And then as we do the 30 minutes and time is about to progress out of that meditation, 5 minutes before we close, the music starts. And then we start moving, and then we build up the energy, and then we feel our bodies.
Oh, I
So
love that.
that's some of the things that I'm going to be bringing forth. I mean, what your question is a deeper conversation for sure, but
Hmm.
what I really want to bring to in my presentation, and for the whole of Portal to Ascension, really at this point, is more of like, not to just jump all over the place, but a good
Yeah,
example is that, I do webinars and I look at the numbers of people who are watching the webinars. I see
it's
when the
true.
numbers I see when the numbers drop, when the numbers increase. I'm doing a live event for 8 hours
Mm.
and there's a few people that left the webinar and I can notice because I'm seeing the numbers. So what I've done in the
Mm.
past is I have kept it entertaining, 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 nonstop, no breaks, because I know that people online, they lose their attention span so quickly that if you have a break, a pause, they will just stop, right? And I'm shifting from that to deliberately creating breaks, deliberately sitting, because instead of feeding into the system and feeding into the algorithm the fact that we're so distracted all the time that we can't even sit with ourselves, I want to challenge and stop being concerned of the numbers and challenge myself and everybody who's tuning in to be online with each other with thousands of people around the world and be looking at your computer that you're so used to jumping from YouTube video to YouTube video and literally just sitting there and meditating with each other. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah, that
that's a
this
whole
is it's going to be great. Whatever you come up with, it's going to be great. And you're always good about shifting and flowing with things. But I love the message about being human because we're always looking to the stars, which is great. But we're also here to have a human experience and actually enjoy ourselves.
And as you know, the quantum world is the universe within. The universe externally is a reflection of the quantum division, of the division of the cell on the subatomic level. The universe is a reflection of that, quite literally, to the point that the subatomic cells look like the universe. And so the only way out is by going within. And the only way to
Um,
go within is to feel your cells in your body. And when you start feeling the cells in your body, you do what the Buddha did. He felt the subatomic, he felt the skin, he felt the atoms, he felt the subatomic world. And then when he started feeling the subatomic world, he penetrated through the subatomic particles in his own body and he reached nirvana through his own penetration of his own subatomic reality. And that's when you see everything outside of you.
Well, isn't this all about consciousness anyway? And getting to that state of consciousness that we want to be at, where we feel like we're in control, where we're having these magical journeys on our own volition and free will, where we're
Mhm.
not being. I love what you said, bought into video, YouTube after YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, whatever they are you're looking at, and I'm like, it's that is what does that create? Chaos, diversion, and confusion. And so sitting in the silence is something taught by all the masters. And that means we need to do that too. So we'll have moments of fun, excitement, quiet. Okay. So now I
Yeah.
want to mention, I guess I should mention real quick what I'm speaking about. I want to bring on Elizabeth Araujo, who's going to be talking about the Mayan areas with you, Neil, and you're going to go through that together. But first, real quick, I'm going to be speaking about. I'm doing a talk, and I talk a little bit about here with Neil at Sea on Sirius B, so you can watch this episode below. You can look, but I'm going to be talking about the Aquarians, the fish people, about the sea life, the dolphins, what the life was like on Sirius B. Now, we'll talk a little bit about Sirius a little bit about C, just to kind of and tell you about the planet. But I will go into Sirius B, and then I will go into what was it like in the life there, and how they could shapeshift, and many of them could shapeshift and come back on the land. There's a dolphin person, and how so much of the nature that we see now is really, they're actually dolphins. You see tigers, but now we know there's Lyran people. So this isn't a strange necessarily concept. So I'm going to talk about what that means to people that are attracted to the sea. Then I'll be talking about what planet are you from? What planet? What's your last planet? Mine was Sirius A. Although B with good times in Sirius B, you get to shapeshift, be a fish in the water. It was fantastic. But Sirius A blue white was more of a creator being type thing. But you will know what you're drawn to. But we've been many things, and so you may identify with Arcturian a lot, which I've been a lot. But I also work with the Arcturians because Sirius and Arcturus was known the people, the beings to work together, and then also the landscapes of the different planets, and you might see that in your visions and dreams, and we're going to go into dream sequences, and then what are the beings that lived on your particular planet. Then we're going to get into light code language. I'm going to teach you to speak light code language for your planet. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. I'm going to have you break off in little groups. We're going to have some laughs, and then what is your Earth mission? And when you're done, you should have a real clarity on your last place here, get validation from others, share some memories with the others in your group, learn to speak light code language, and it's going to be good. It should be really uplifting. So that's the two that I'm doing. The other one is the workshop on the planets and the light language. And then I'm going to give it to you, Neil, about the different locations. And then when
Yes, we'll bring on Elizabeth right now too. Yeah.
You may bring on Elizabeth right now.
Yeah. So I'll talk about the areas and bring
Okay.
on Elizabeth. Okay. So we're going to be going to 4 different areas, and I don't remember the exact um, which one
Good.
after which one, but we're going to be going to Costa Maya. We'll be going to Cozumel, which is also in Mexico. So is Costa Maya, and we're
Mhm.
Cozumel. We're going to take a boat to Tulum, the ancient sites over there, and then we'll also be in Honduras and in Belize. And in Belize, we're having all of them are going to be epic journeys, but in Belize it's going to be particularly fun because not only are we going to take an hour bus drive into the jungle, but then we get in a boat and we go through the jungle on the river to one of the largest Mayan sites and the largest Mayan site in Belize. So the
Is that
event connection,
let me
I think that's in Mexico actually. Yeah,
not that.
That's Tulum right there. Yeah.
That's
So
Tulum. That is stunning.
The Tulum side is one of my favorite sites. It's just so beautiful, and there's a
Wow.
beach there connected there. So not only are we going to go to the site, that's Tulum as well, and then we're going to end up on the beach right down there afterwards. And we're going to do a meditation there with JJ and Desiree Hertag. JJ Hertag wrote the Keys of Enoch, and he actually had a revelation there, a connection to spirit at the Tulum archaeological site. So it's only fitting that he is, when I created this event and curated it, invited him. I specifically invited him for not only because I love the work and we're friends, but because I know what happened to him in Tulum, and I wanted to bring him back there after 20 years and have him, take us on tour there. So truly spectacular. Cool thing
Yeah.
is that a lot of the people that are the alternative historians, alternative spiritual historians of these sites are with us on the cruise, the foremost researchers of these places. Not the mainstream archaeology, but like the next level of what is the esoterics behind them. We got them coming with us, so we get to experience with them, connect with them, and it's going to be beautiful. So again, galacticoriginscruise.com. And now what we want to get into is I'm going to go ahead and bring on Elizabeth here. And so I'm also excited because Elizabeth Araujo, and she's actually worked with Susan before a few times. And I do have the place we're going to do. Susan Shumsky got back to me. So we're going to be doing a fire ceremony in the port of Costa Maya at the Seven Color Lagoon. Do you have that image at all, Tamara?
I've got that one, and that is that Costa Maya
Yeah, it's the Seven Color Lagoon. Maybe that's it. I don't know if that's it.
somewhere. Maybe it's somewhere along there, along the
Well,
coast.
you can see it on our website. And Elizabeth was born in El Salvador. She left the country in 1959 and lives in Guatemala, where the Maya tradition and ancient ways are alive. She's a member of the Consejo Maya Alquijab de El Salvador, and more than 20 years has worked closely with the National Council of Elder Mayan, Zinca, and Garifuna de Guatemala. But after passing of many of the great elders of wisdom due to advanced age, she is guided to do more work on her own. This is the time of the woman, and we must walk forward. In her workshop, so not only is she going to do a fire ceremony, she will also be doing a workshop called From Creation to Our Times and Beyond. So, Elizabeth, are you here with us?
Yes, I am with you.
Thank you for being here, Elizabeth. I would love for you just to take it over and let us know. This is the first time that we're connecting in person, so it's good to meet you. And I would love for you just to talk about maybe a little bit about your background and what you're going to be sharing on the cruise.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody, everyone. It's 2 o'clock here in Guatemala. And I'm so happy to be with you, and I will be even happier to be with you in the cruise and to meet you personally. Yes, I was born in El Salvador, and but at that time when I was born is when everything, our tradition was buried due to a massacre that happened 5 years before I was born. And so I grew up with the tradition. It was already unheard of on purpose. I said, then I went to, so I grew up and I was raised there. And later on, I went to California. And that's where I learned my English, that I am forgetting it now because I've been so long away from California. But when I was living there, I was feeling that emptiness because I was always searching for some ancestral knowledge, ancestral wisdom. And because of that, somehow I got connected with the Tao people, and I studied with them for a while. Then also the Navajo people, and I did many ceremonies with them in Window Rock. And I did some pilgrimages with the Huichol Indians. And I think now, as I look back, all this was a preparation, because one day, it was in 1994, when I received a phone call from the Grand Elder of the Mayas, the Maya Council, and he says, I want you, we are preparing, organizing a gathering, and we would like you to organize and then bring some of the Navajos here to the gathering. And so I did, and this gathering was based in the prophecy that says, those of the center, and it was like Central America, those of the center make unite the eagle of the north with the condor of the south. We will come together because we are one, like the fingers of the hand. So based on the prophecy is when we came to Guatemala, and it was for my first time that I was there. And somehow I connected with them, and a couple of years later, I started really seriously having my training. And then I started traveling with the council, and but from California it was a little more difficult. So I moved to Guatemala, and I dedicated my life from then on just to work for the tradition.
Wow. It's
And
amazing.
And so, could you tell us a little bit about the fire ceremony? Is that like an authentic Mayan fire ceremony? What does it represent?
well, first of all, I'll go back a little bit, because our tradition is it has a galactic origin. It's believed that it came through the 4 prophets. It came from the stars, and they started teaching everything. And one of the things they did was they did the calendars. And they did also, they left, when they left, after the tradition has been established, they left, and they left in a ceremony. During a ceremony, they announced that they were leaving, they were going back, because they say, our job is finished. What we had to teach you, we have already done it. And then they say, don't forget what we have taught you, because the time will come when you will have to share it. And so they left, but they left the consuetudinary law, which says the first thing is to honor our Creator, and then to take care of Mother Earth with all forms of life and in our planet, and to respect the divine laws. They said, if you live with this, you will find peace, happiness, joy, and live in harmony with one another. And that was one thing that we inherited from them. Then we have they were able to gather the energies, because energy, everything is energy. And they already knew this, that energy is everything is energy, but it has a different manifestations. And once it's materialized, and it has different, the strength, different types of strength. And so they came up that all this energy, they could be grouped in 20 groups. And that's what makes the month in the Maya calendar. And also the strength is from 1 to 13. And so like today, for instance, today is 9 Tsiking. And Tsiking is represented by a bird, that the bird is between us and our Creator. So the mission of this is to take care of our needs. It can be our personal needs, or it can be the needs of the nation, of a community. And it has to do with money. They call it the material goddess, that we cannot live without it. And for instance, you can use it, for instance, somebody wants to go to this cruise and don't have the money. But there is genuine feeling or desire to be on the cruise, because it will be maybe personal growth or a spiritual work to do. And if you really want it, the money will come. See, that's one of the things. It's a number. It's a sign that brings this. It brings happiness, joy, and provides for our needs. Also, like tomorrow will be Ahmak. It will be 10 Ahmak. And Ahmak it has to do with the spirit of the ancestors. It's a time for us to give thanks for everything that they left us, but it's also the time of forgiveness. And here goes, like we are, as an individuals, we are walking with a bundle of wounds or shadows or wounds in our heart. So in this day, it's a part of our healing to make that internal journey to meet our wounds. And whatever happened, we can ask forgive ourselves for whatever happened, forgive the other, but also forgive ourselves. And then it says thanks for the lesson, and so this in Ahmak is with forgiveness. It brings peace between one another.
Yes.
So this is how the calendar works. And also we have the other calendar that is the Choltung. It's a calendar of that marks eras in time. And it has a cycle of 5,200 years in length. And this is the one that we have barely started it's gonna be in in about 3 months, it will be 13 years that we are into this cycle. That's why we see all these changes that are happening now. You know, there's confusion, but there are challenges, and you know, a lot of things going on. But what this era brings is the shift. It's a shift, and in the shift has to do with first of all, a shift means it's a jump to a higher vibration, you know, and we all are moving in that direction. And also, it's the feminine energy returns to the planet. That's why it's the time when the feminine energy is here and it's permeating in everything, you know, even businesses. For instance, you know, now in the businesses now, they have paternity leaves for the men, which that is something fairly new. And it's bringing also a blend of the ancestral wisdom blending with the technology or the things we have. And they're going to bring a fusion, you know, like ancestral medicine is blending with our technology in medicine. And so when you work together, they, you know, they will, it's like a new world that is coming, a new way of living. And the ceremony, when the ancestors were departing, when they were leaving, the four prophets gathered all the people, and because the elders were going to speak, to say it was the departure, the farewell time. So they were waiting for the sun also. And the ancestor did the first, each one of them moving to the forest to gather a special a sap of trees from different trees. Each one did their own. And this was the offering they were going to give, because in this ceremony, they were waiting for the sun to come also. And they say, when the sun comes, we are going to give an offering. And this is, so those incenses are the ones that we, up to this day, we use those same 4 incenses in our ceremony.
Wow. Well, are you giving a talk too, Elizabeth? This is very good information. Or you'll be explaining the
traditional ceremony.
Okay, you'll explain at the ceremony.
There is so much to give thanks for, and we don't have anything to give our Creator, or to say thanks to our Creator. So it's only with a ceremony, because in the ceremony we put there our wishes, our petitions, our gratitude also. And then we send him the aromas. So this everything comes from nature. And then we put some flowers and maybe some sweets, some candies. And even included, we use liquor for the ancestors, but it's for the spirit of the ancestors. In fact, they call all the alcohol, all the drink, they call them spirits. You know, because in general, they are the spirits, because they were meant to be for our ancestors, for their spirit. And also with that, we ask for our children to be protected. They fall into this addiction to alcohol, to be protected from that.
Yes.
And then through the smoke is how our prayers and our whatever we are thinking about Creator, it goes to Him.
That's beautiful. You know, as you're speaking, I'm thinking like, because we're going to have Elizabeth, everybody tuning in, Elizabeth's going to be doing a fire ceremony at Costa Maya, where we'll be doing this in a ceremonial fashion. But I just want to like just kind of say a few things that you just shared, Elizabeth, that really resonated. Honor creator, respect the planet, live with divine love. And something that really even was even deeper on that level was meet those wounds. It's time for us to meet those wounds,
Mhm.
you know? And I love for you, Elizabeth, because I like to do all my events now like a ceremony. And I think having you maybe do more than just the fire ceremony, if you're open to it, a couple other days, we could start the day out ceremonially on the cruise ship,
Oh,
and do maybe some sort of gratitude ceremony or whatever you feel called to.
It
Yeah,
sounds good. We always, when we are going to start an event, we do
hmm
some prayers and
yeah, let's do it. We should do it
sometimes
every day.
it's not a ceremony like the fire ceremony because
Yeah,
we
no, for
don't
right,
have
sure.
right.
permission, but we always start with a prayer.
Beautiful. I think that's a great idea. I like to start out my day with that and gratitude and prayers, when I get busy and if I miss a day, I can tell the difference. I don't know why. Energetically, it just I feel connected when I do that. I just want to give you a hug, Elizabeth. You are just so full of sincerity and love and commitment to not only your own spiritual advancement and others. So I just want to hug you when I meet you, and I thank you so much for being on and being a part of this. I mean, I can just see that other facet, what that you're going to really add to this event.
I, I would like to send a message, because we are living in a time that the world is so convoluted and changes are happening so fast. But the changes are not coming to harm us.
Mm-mm.
It's just
Yeah.
we cannot stop them either. So it's just to be prepared and
Yeah,
uh, and then to dream a world of peace, a world of
Mhm.
beauty and health, and that we are at the threshold of the birth of a new humanity. So not to lose that focus, stay focused on that and just learn to navigate.
yes.
I'm in
Thank you.
agreement with that.
Thank you so much.
That's so true right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the other thing. I've been getting a message is that there are certain things that are going to occur that are meant to disturb and create chaos, but they're not really as they seem. So how can we sit, like you said, Neil, in the peace in our own self, with the divine, because we can be still at any time and create that peace within us, despite what's happening in the world, and that's important for us to be able to enjoy this world and to be really of any use. So, Elizabeth, you're awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Elizabeth,
And
Thank
then
you. Thank you
you
both.
you're so I'm just so glad that you're here. Thank you. And then I want Neil to have the last word because he has a special offer about if you sign up. What is the date before October 1st? That you've got a special little offer. This is brand new. This just came up.
yes. October 1st is the offer, and start me out on the offer again because I kind of spaced it.
This is so new. I have to adjust myself sitting here, for long hours. Anyway, yeah, we were talking. I was like, people that sign up, first, let me just, yeah, we're thinking all this deep stuff. So let me regroup. What we were talking about is that, there are people that if they, that really want to come on this cruise. Let me put this up first of all. So they have it. And that's at the Galactic Origins Cruise.com. They really want to go December 14th through the 21st. Just like Elizabeth said, they really want to come. But there are rooms that we have no control of this. The people that are, the Portal to Ascension Divine Travels, Vitality, they have no control of the prices going up. That's with celebrity cruises. And so if you lock in early, we were talking about this early, you're going to get a better rate. And that's why the more they'll close. And you might not get on the ship if you don't, we can't control if rooms are being sold out. And then Neil, you mentioned, because we were talking pre-show about certain block of rooms are already sold out. And then we were talking about you're going to do a special documentary afterwards. It's going to be for
Yes, yes.
sale for 99 to 199. But go ahead with the offer because we want you
Yeah.
on the ship with us. We want you to come.
Yeah, first of all, like I want to get as many people as possible so we can be together and set out collective intentions. Do really this grid work, and when we get together, I forget the quote, but it's when two or more gather, something, something. And when we get together with our collective intention, especially over the ocean and the water, it's really conductive energy there, and just in that feeling that
Mhm.
it would be really beautiful for us to have as many people as possible really contributing to this experience. And so one of the offers is, and basically the rooms, one block of rooms is already sold out. We're on the second one now. And then Celebrity Cruise Lines, they're going to start increasing their prices in about a week. So we have until October 1st. And what I'm going to do with this cruise is when we're all there together and we have videographers, it's a missed opportunity not to get all this amazing content that we can permeate into the world. So not only are we going to record the presentations, but the goal of Portal to Ascension, my own goal for years, has been to create documentaries. And so we're going to be creating a lot of content, short form documentaries, interview series. We're going to package it later. We're going to have it at behind a paywall later and have like a pay-per-view thing. But if you go ahead and sign up on the cruise, everybody who comes on the cruise gets this content for free as an added bonus. So it will be, we're not even sure how much content we're going to create at this point, but we're going to have 2 to 3 different camera setups, interviewing people. And if you come on the cruise and you want to be interviewed as well and be a part of it, that would be great. But questions such as, what does the post-disclosure world look like? Something I've always wanted to just have like a whole series of just us
Yeah.
envisioning a post-disclosure world. What was your awakening experience? And we're going to get this content. We're going to have people sign up for it. You guys get it for free. And then eventually we're going to start putting it out in different podcasts and things as well. So that's one of the bonuses for you to come on. And then also, Portal to Ascension, if you guys don't know, we do like 70 events a year, and we have a bunch of online events. So you can go to our website, and we have your email addresses. We'll send this out to you after the cruise is over. But you can also attend any one of our online events over the next year for free as well. So you can just go ahead and go to our upcoming events page there and select an event and
Wow.
attend as well. So just a couple of bonuses just to make give you more resources that isn't just this cruise, but other things that you can receive later on that continues the process of your expansion of your awareness and our re-education, if you will, on what we're all doing this work for.
So this is a special bonus before October 1 if you sign up, correct? That you get both. You get both. You get this documentary that's going to be 99 to 199, whatever. We don't know how much it is. Yeah, how meaning how much content, how we don't know how involved it is, what the final thing will be, but you will get it for free signing up before October 1st. And you will also get what a $33 to $49, another very gracious offer for free by signing up for October 1. So this is something that you have more tools that you can work, that you not only go to the cruise, but you can still continue to get information, be a part of that, connect with people, and you'll be connecting people one-on-one. You'll gravitate to people that you have questions that you just connect to energetically. I mean, and you'll be able to do that. And finally, with me, I am offering the $325 if you do mention my name as a referral, and that is $325 value for a 30-minute reading. Now, just if you sign up, I'll find out from Neil. I'll give that to you after the cruise. You will get that. It'll be online. You'll be a recording. You'll have it. And we can cover mediumship, life path, activation, whatever you want in that time. So that's also there. These are just little ways to say thank you for signing up and being a part of the cruise. And it's exciting. I appreciate you and Elizabeth being back on. Let me put Elizabeth back on so you can say goodbye. But thank you both so much. I can't wait for everybody watching to sign up. If you feel called to do this, please sign up. And I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. Any last words? Captain of the ship, Neil. He's the captain of our PTA ship.
This is going to be an adventure of a lifetime. Seriously. You know, it's not. I've already broke it down on why it's going to be that, but it's just going to be so fun, so exciting, so adventurous and expensive. So hope to see some of you guys there. And October 1st is, you know, you guys can sign up until the day, but in October is when Celebrity Equinox is going to start increasing the prices. So if you're really thinking about coming on board, then please do try to go ahead and register by October 1st. Otherwise, it might go up, it might not. We're not sure what they're going to do, but that's when we have the deal up until as well. So really hope to see some of you guys there. Thank you for tuning in here today. Love and appreciate every single one of you. And that's it from
Oh,
me.
all right. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody. Much love. And
Everybody.
join us on the Galactic Origins Cruise. Woohoo! And I'll put the information up. Bye.
Bye, everyone.